Let me talk about real quick. One of my favorite movies is about the son of Sam, The Summer of Sam by Spike Lee.
I don't know this.
Well, Spike Lee, he makes this movie. David Berkowitz is barely in it, and he makes a movie. It's really about the summer of '77 and kind of the heat and the chaos that was around New York City at the time, of just like every character is kind of on their last nerve. They're all ready to break, and so much is going wrong in New York at the time. There are massive blackouts all over the city because the city's power grid just can't handle the heat. It was one of the hottest summers on record. And during that time, there's also a maniac going around killing people. And there's also like punk rock is coming in, and it's kind of like an outlet for young people to kind of express their anger, but people don't really understand it. They think it's the thing that's causing people to be angry. So there's also kind of like this violent pushback against like the punk rock movement that's going on in the country. And it's just it's so great how Spike Lee, he kind of creates this chaos that David Berkowitz was causing or contributing to. And it's about that, and it's barely about David Berkowitz. David Berkowitz is in it for like a little bit. It's about the panic in the city, and I love that. And I compare it to this documentary because this documentary, David Berkowitz is barely in it. It's barely about.
I wouldn't use the word barely, but he's
not the main focus. It's called The Sons of Sam, but it's not the main focus. The main focus is kind of the aftermath.
Yeah.
What's going on afterwards, and kind of the effects and the legacy that David Berkowitz has, how it pushes on throughout the years, how it causes this guy Maury Terry to really like snap and go off the deep end almost. And I've said before that the myth of who someone is sometimes outweighs. Sometimes the myth of who somebody is becomes more important than the person himself.
Of course.
And I think that might have been Maury Terry's problem. He built up who the son of Sam was to be way more than just David Berkowitz. Of course, the son of Sam was connected to an international conspiracy of Satanists. He's the son of Sam. He has to be this grand, great, important person. This whole mythos around him. He couldn't have just been a dude from Yonkers or a few dudes from Yonkers. It had to be this huge thing because this was such a massive event and the chaos around it was so massive. Like, it couldn't have just been this small group doing it. It had to have been on a bigger level. And we kind of have these ideas as human beings of just like there has to be something bigger pulling the strings. So, of course, the idea that there is this, that it wasn't just one guy or a few dudes causing this massive panic, that it's actually this national thing that we have to get rid of. There is kind of this human
comfort
almost, yeah, in trying to say that things aren't as chaotic.
Well, it's the same human problem we always have, which is we want definition to our existence.
Right, exactly. And Summer of Sam specifically it's very much about that. It's about the kind of chaos and everything that's happening kind of around the killings. Summer of Sam, one of my all-time favorite movies. Everybody probably won't do this on the channel because we do more modern movies, but it's worth bringing up.
What's
because
it out
it is
on?
Something.
One of the streamers?
I don't know if it's on any stream. I don't know if it's on anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could. I mean, I'm sure you could find it like illegally on anything.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, just hearing. I mean, everybody. Even our parents, like, they remember in the late 70s.
Everybody remembers Son of Sam.
Remembers
Yeah,
Son
it
of
was a
Sam.
fucking. I was talking to Grandma recently, and she was like, "I didn't let the girls sit outside."
Yeah, people were dyeing their
Yeah.
hair blonde because he was always focusing
Yeah.
brunette.